everybody. Welcome back to Deciphering Crypto. Now, imagine a world where everybody has access to a very powerful computation process called parallel computation without the need for massive centralized processing centers or data centers. Well, the future of AI and parallel computation could be in the protocol that we're going to talk about today, and that is called parallel AI. It utilizes a series of decentralized nodes and DePIN projects that are already in existence to give that parallel processing power to anybody who wants it for a much more affordable price. Parallel AI has the ability to be efficient, decentralized, and available for all. Let's talk about parallel AI and its native token PAI. See, the protocol Parallel AI launched on September 19th of 2024. The vision of Parallel AI is to reduce the centralization of AI and empowering developers across the world into a more scalable, efficient, secure, and interoperable AI solution. The primary feature of Parallel AI is the parallel computational abilities. Most of the time, when developers write code that will function as parallel computational code, it has to be written certain ways so that it can maximize the efficiency of the computation and being utilized in parallel. This is going to be the unique advantage to Parallel AI, is that regardless of the code, regardless of the language, it's going to be able to take that traditional serial type of programming, evaluate it within the AI and within the protocol, and process it, and then run those calculations in a way that maximizes the parallel computation ability. And it's really interesting because they're boasting that it's going to be up to 20 times faster, but then in some of the more recent beta tests, they've actually run through some fractals. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Mandelbrot set, but it's a fractal I actually used 30 years ago when I was a kid in computer science, just to bog computers down, because you could zoom in on these fractal patterns that are just these algorithmic patterns, and your computer would just start to get hot and really starts chugging to process all these algorithms. But it actually processed this Mandelbrot set algorithm through the beta test 156 times faster, the single multi-core processor. So it has done resoundingly well through some of the initial beta tests. One of the other features of Parallel AI is it's very scalable. It's going to be taking decentralized nodes. So there is IronNet and Ethernet and BlockX. So it's going to take these decentralized DePIN projects that are gathering just massive amounts of CPUs and GPUs, and it is going to be an operable layer over these. So a developer is going to be able to take their project, whether it's AI, it's going to be ideal for AI learning. So just an example, for AI training, they can take their AI training model and then they can load that in to Parallel AI, and then Parallel AI will evaluate the code, and then depending on if they're rendering graphics or if they're training AI and which portions of the code are going to be processed better by a GPU or a CPU, and it can allocate those tasks to different DePIN projects or just within different processors within the DePIN project. So it can maximize the efficiency of the computations needed for any specific task. And then Parallel also utilizes an incentive program within the ecosystem. So all of the services are going to be paid for with the PAI token. So it incentivizes new GPUs, new DePIN projects to come on board, so that all of these DePIN and GPUs and CPUs can all be utilized in the most efficient way. Encourage the ecosystem to actually grow over time. Now, within the actual protocol itself, there is a couple of tools that are currently being used. One that is just getting ready to launch. They just launched the beta. It's Parallax. Each one of these different computational needs to have an overlay. So Parallax is a developer's tool that they can utilize for different AI training models. So at the initial stage, Parallax can be used to adapt to different types of code and different types of language to maximize and optimize the software and the protocol's response to different computational needs and needs of the material that needs to be processed. Then Parallax, which is basically a compendium of libraries, or it's a library of different functional tasks, works inside of Pact. And Pact is essentially the user interface or the software that evaluates the computational needs of the actual data that it's going to be running. So it's an AI training model, and it was run with a certain type of code. Then there's going to be a parallax that will be applied to the code by Pact or by the user interface, and then it's going to evaluate that code and then allocate it to the GPUs and to the resources that are available within the project, and run those substantially faster than it normally would through a traditional centralized model. Let's see, as far as the token utility, all of the services, the revenue are going to be through the PAI token. So there is going to be a subscription service, different tiers, different users and different businesses utilizing the protocol to grow with the protocol. And there are plans in the future to also use the token for governance as well. There's also going to be a revenue share model, and they would also be able to stake the token. So that's essentially the utility. Many of those features will develop over the coming months. And then just a friendly reminder, if you're enjoying this deep dive into parallel AI, I'm really glad, and please give me a like and subscribe, and this will help me provide more and better content in the future. Let's see, let's talk a little bit about the security and partnerships. Currently they are using Sure DeFi to KYC through the program, and they have been evaluated to gold. So as far as the team have passed KYC through Assure DeFi, and then they're also utilizing DATS, which is a security protocol that is being used to secure Web3 and also Web2 ecosystems. So both of these partnerships really enhance the security of the protocol and really show an effort and a commitment to provide security for the ecosystem. Let's see, on X, they're very active on X. They have over 10,000 followers on X. Telegram, they are good about answering questions on Telegram, and they have about 1,800 active followers on Telegram currently. All right, so as far as the tokenomics of the project, PAI tokens, there are 100 million of them. 80% of those tokens were locked in liquidity. 15% of those have been reserved for staking, and 5% have been reserved for treasury. There really wasn't a lot of clarification. If you can buy the token on Uniswap and on MEXC. On MEXC, you're not going to pay a tax. You can buy it through Uniswap, but there is a 3% tax. There isn't a lot of information on what the tax is being used for, and some of the moderators on Telegram really weren't too enthusiastic about what the tax was for. That was a little frustrating. They just kept talking about the tokenomics and then referring to the white paper, which says nothing about the tax in the white paper. So that was a little frustrating, but I'm assuming that it's being used to run overhead of the protocol. I mean, it would make sense, and that's what a lot of protocols are doing currently with tax revenue. Market cap currently is about 34 million. I really think that there's definitely $300 to $500 million is more than achievable. It could be over $1 billion in the future, depending on how popular it becomes, which DePIN projects use it, and how attractive it is to developers and AI developers. But currently, it really looks like a fantastic decentralized approach to develop some of these AI models. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed the review. Remember, crypto is very risky. This isn't financial advice. Please do your own research. If you have any suggestions for any decentralized applications that you'd like me to take a look at, please leave me a comment. I would love to get the comment and love to take a look at any of those projects. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time on Deciphering Crypto. Take care.